And a jolly good morning to you from Bedfordshire, Dunstable to be precise. And today I'm going to take a walk from the centre of the town here up to Dunstable Downs on a little circular walk. So residential street here in the centre of Dunstable. Very nice. I used to park along here frequently when I used to go to a dentist nearby, and I always thought, what a nice road this is, with some lovely houses on it. One or two newer ones with a bit of infill that's gone on over the years. I think I'm going to be using the Go Jauntly app this morning, which is going to take me to the start of a circular walk around the Downs. It's not going to be a particularly long walk today. I'm slightly constrained by time, so I think it's going to take me 2 hours at the most. I'm going to walk down to the end here. This is, if I continue down to the end here, I'll come to the main A505 road that runs across large swathes of the country around here, in particular through places such as Hitchin, Luton, Dunstable, and then off out towards the west to sort of the general direction of Leighton Buzzard and places like that. But I certainly shan't be walking along that road. I think the app's going to send me through the church yard to start off with, and then across the A5, which intersects here in Dunstable, Watling Street, and towards Dunstable Downs. Let's go. It's autumn here in Britain, hence all the leaves on the ground that seem to be accumulating quite well. Let's go. I always found this a nice little way of walking into the town in Dunstable as well, through the Priory Church yard. Just come off Priory Road, and I'm pretty sure there used to be a pub just on the corner there called the Norman King. Now, I might be wrong in thinking it burnt down. I seem to think in my head I remember seeing the Norman King in Dunstable burnt down. Well, that's where it used to be. Or am I getting mixed up? Because there's a hotel there as well. Whether it's still a hotel, which was kind of attached to it. It's an old stomping ground of mine, and I've not been here for a very long time. There certainly didn't used to be an oldie over there, that's for sure. I wonder if that is still a hotel. It doesn't look like it is. I can't see a sign anymore. Used to be a popular place for wedding receptions and such like. A lot of kids on bikes this morning. They keep screaming up behind me. Nearly dropped the camera the first time. This is pretty much the centre of Dunstable. Not too lively at the moment because it's still before 9 in the morning, so most of the shops haven't opened yet. But just up there is the crossroads, if you like, between the A505 and the A5, and that is never not busy, except maybe 5 o'clock on Christmas Day morning or something. It's always a busy intersection. The old shopping arcade here, as I say, is still not very busy, not too many people about as yet. I'm sure it will have livened up somewhat by the time I come back. have to say not an awful lot's changed here since I was last in town, probably at least 10 years ago. Looks like the public toilets are still operational, which is quite a rarity these days, although they're not actually open right now. It's 9:30 till 17:30. Less chance of nefarious activities going on in there, I suppose. It's a shame it has to be like that, but that's very often the case these days. That's if you can even find any that are still open. Quite a crisp morning today. I think it's about 4 or 5 Celsius, so needs a coat. Just walking down Icknield Street, I think it is. You find a lot of streets and roads and what have you with the Icknield name in it around these parts. The Icknield Way winds its way through here, which is an ancient trading route or thoroughfare or ancient road, if you like, that went through the Chiltern Hills and beyond. And so quite a decent quite a decent sports park and children's playground and so on here, and I think there's a splash park here in summertime, obviously. Well, there's, you get those little fountains squirting up here, there and everywhere, and the little ones can run around and get very wet without drowning. Splashside Cafe, yes, that probably yes, exactly that. So it's just a little splash area for very young children, and a cafe over here, which is quite useful for parents to grab a coffee or whatever. Doubt it's open now until next spring. So still wandering through the residential streets of Dunstable. But there is a very distinct incline as we head up towards the Downs. There's a very big school just here, so I just stopped videoing for a little while because there was just kids everywhere on bikes. But I've come to Buttercup Lane, which is the start of an actual uploaded walk, I should say, on Go Jauntly. Going to follow that one today, so it's a user uplifted walk. I can't remember the name of it now, but I'll come back in one shake of a lamb's tail and I'll tell you exactly what it's called if you want to head your way up. If you want to start your walk from here, it looks like parking isn't too much of an issue if you're going to drive here. I've parked in the centre of Dunstable, as you're aware, just for the benefit of having a walk through Dunstable. So, one moment. Well, it's quite simple. It's called the Dunstable Downs Circular. It's about 2.5 miles long, and it starts right here at Buttercup Lane, and it's going to finish right here at Buttercup Lane, coming from that direction, I believe. And then I'll take a different route back into the town to finish my walk, which is the Dunstable Downs Circular and some. Might even call it that. So we're going to continue uphill for a while now till we're right up the top. I've not scrutinised the actual route this walk's taking, but I imagine it's to the top where there is a car park that you can also drive to. A cafeteria, great place to go on a nice sunny day to sit. There's a glider school or place at the bottom of Dunstable Downs, so you can watch all the gliders flying around, usually lots of people with kites when it's windy and stuff like that, and plenty of space for kids and furry animals to run around. although it's autumn, it has been fairly dry for a little while now, so and with the help of the fallen leaves, it's made it excuse me, quite a dry kind of walk up here, but I can see how it would get pretty muddy at times, with a sort of a little channel down the path here where the water runs, literally turns into a stream. Very typical of around this part of the world, mostly dry but very wet sometimes. Not too many people about, I suppose. I've caught everyone. It's a weekday, heading off to work, taking their kids to school and so on. Dog walking will come later for some. Excuse me. Just come past the 200 metres above sea level line, so it's not exactly the Alps, but they are, the Chiltern Hills are good for a fairly healthy walk involving hills. Nice big pile of logs there to discourage people from wandering into the golf course. But I can't get the car up here. A few of those will be chopped up, will be lovely on my wood burner. Well, curiously, a sign telling you not to enter the golf course, and now you have to walk across the golf course with a sign telling you you are entering the golf course. Not entirely clear which way you're supposed to be walking, coming I think just straight up over the top. I'm going to have to just refer back to the app just to be clear on that. There's a golf clubhouse up there. Anybody out playing this morning? Not really. Still looks in good nick though. I've tried to play down the accessibility across here as much as possible, but as I've mentioned many times before, it's very difficult for organisations to completely stop access to certain places because they're enshrined in law, so they probably hate the fact people can go wandering across here. I do feel a bit like I shouldn't be here, to be fair, and I'm sure that's by design from the golf course. But it definitely sends you on a straight line from the path I just came off towards the clubhouse over there. So I'm going to go. And if anyone stops me, I'm not entirely sure what this yellow post is all about, but I suspect it is possibly something to do with crossing over the fairway. There's another one on the other side there. So it's probably supposed to come out of the footpath over there. It's along the side of the fairway to this point and cross over. But again, it's not massively clear. I'm going to go this way. I don't want to walk on the manicured parts of it. So it's quite a beautiful morning. A bit overcast, as I say, about 4 or 5 degrees maybe. Leaves falling, light breeze, and very nice for taking a stroll. Yeah, I can see where I'm supposed to walk now. Sometimes a little bit naughty on the part of organisations, golf clubs or farms that kind of almost deliberately try and put you off walking across and make it feel like it's somewhere you shouldn't be going, when in fact there is public access permitted. Another sign here at the other end of that section. I can see the kind of straight line I should have taken now, but it wasn't quite so clear from the other end. And just a reminder that there are golf balls flying about, and keep your dog on a lead and all that kind of stuff, which is fair enough. Should resume on normal footpaths in a moment, I think. So it's kind of back onto the golf course itself now, and it's a lot clearer what route you're supposed to be taking down here. I will add, actually, something I failed to do myself. I've just got the map set up on my phone. I'm just following that, but because it's an uploaded app by a Go Jauntly subscriber, they have included more detailed route information, including photographs, so that will give you a better indication if you're not entirely sure which direction you're supposed to be going in. I forgot about that. I just tend to use the map, although the photographs and written descriptions are very, very helpful and worthwhile. Can actually see somebody out on the golf course now. Seems to have a caddy. Is it called a caddy that you put your golf bag in? Seems to have like a radio controlled one. My word. Now when I look back over towards Dunstable, you can't probably see it on the camera, but I can see the town nestled in the lower levels there. There are quite a few out on the golf course actually. I thought there must be some somewhere because there was a fair few cars in the car park when I walked through it. Pretty much up to the top now, or the highest point, and when we get to the top we're going to cross over Whipsnade Road, which you might be unsurprised to learn leads to Whipsnade Zoo, and that great fantastic outdoor zoo. Say outdoor zoo, it's more outdoor than London Zoo, put it like that. It's a great place to take the family, and we're going to curl back round and head back downhill towards the A505, past the, I think at least, past where the cafe is, and public loos, and places that you can park up and come up here on a nice day. It's a long time since I've done that. In fact, I don't think I've ever walked this route before that I'm on now, across the golf course, and but I know where I'm going to come out roughly. There's the road just ahead. This is a somewhat busy road. Just over there is the cafe. I'm not going to go over there because, one, there's nothing I would like from there. I'm not even sure if it's even open on Friday morning at 9:30. Just Whipsnade, 1.5 miles in that direction. Dunstable, 2 miles back in that direction. That is the direction I'm going to be taking very shortly, on this junction here of Isle of Wight Lane. Can't remember what this, not sure if it's a trig pillar or just I don't think it's a trig pillar, is it, because it's not even at the highest point. That's just kind of just over there. Robertson Corner, can't really read it all that particularly well. Was bequested to the National Trust by Can't really read it there onwards. But yeah, it's quite a busy road, this one, so I'm going to head over to the other side. Seems to have cut the grass just here. Let's going to go over this way. I think the app's telling me to kind of go right parallel to the road, but I'm going to go over this way because I know there's a footpath over here that will be further away from the road and more interesting to walk along. There's one of the beacons that get lit on certain occasions. Originally lit to warn of the Armada coming or invasions, but now lit for ceremonial purposes. Can't remember the last time one was lit. I'm sure it must have been since the millennium, but definitely the millennium they were lit. I'm sure it's happened since then. Just looking up to the cafe, if it is open, which I don't think it is. It's certainly not very busy, but you can just see by the number of outdoor tables there how busy it would get on a busy summer's day. And it's I have to say that is massively bigger than the one I remember from 30 years ago when I used to live here in Dunstable. It was almost like a little hut then. But once you get over to here, you start to look over the Chilterns. I don't suppose there's going to be any gliders operating. I can just see the windsock blowing down there. And a good view over Bedfordshire. Yeah, there's nothing happening down there, but that's the glider school or whatever it's called. So I'm going to take this windy path. You also get what's it where they jump off with a paragliding? Is it paragliding? I can't remember what it's called now. Jumping off the hill over there. Lots of upward blasts and of warm air in the summer, which is why the gliders are there as well, because they can just fly around, pick an upward wind, lift themselves a bit higher. Looks like you have to pay to park here. That's something I've never had to do before. Yeah, good view. As you come along this way in the opposite direction of the cafe, you get a very good view of the glider, what would you call it, airfield? I suppose that's what it's called. Airstrip. I believe, if memory serves me correctly, the gliders are pulled up by a winch rather than an aircraft, or maybe they do both, but certainly there's kind of a winch, and then you see the tractor taking one end of the winch from somewhere over there all the way over there to hook it onto the glider, and then the winch pulls it until it's quick enough to get airborne. That's what I remember of it anyway. Maybe things have changed now. Yes, it is paragliding. I've just had a quick look on the map, and it actually mentions the top landing site and launch pad or launch site for paragliding just over here. So that's always something interesting to watch as well. Imagine that's probably a summertime and weekend only pursuit. Certainly nothing like that happening today. Glad to see nothing much has changed here apart from the cafe getting bigger. Probably out outgrew its size, because as I say before, it was quite small before. It had that old run by ladies who bake their own flapjacks and things type vibe before, but I don't suppose that's the case anymore. Which would be a shame, because I seem to remember having some nice flapjacks in there and homemade cake and that kind of thing. But so looking back towards the cafe and round towards the airstrip, glider airstrip, whatever. Sort of still on the highest level really at the moment. And I'm going to start going down into Dunstable very shortly, or at least down onto the main road, the A505, which heads off kind of over there towards Tottenham, is it, and Tring and places like that. But I shan't be going in that direction. There used to be a fabulous little cafe on the A505, just on the other side of the A5. I think it was called the Black Cat Cafe, if memory serves me right. I'm pretty sure that's not still going to be there, but I'm going to have a little look on my way back, because I'll be going past there or very close to it. I remember going in there once. I am going back a long way here, of course, probably 30 years, and getting a plate of lamb chops, at least 4 of them, grilled lamb chops, mashed potato, gravy, peas, all the rest of it. I seem to remember it being something like £3.50 and 50p for the cup of tea to go with it. Absolutely incredible value. That was in good value then. I mean, certainly not going to be that price anymore. Now it's a nice little walk just to the end over there. I'm not going to take that now, because there's nothing really there other than some nice views over the other side of it. Really quite a bit of wind now, but I'm going to take the path here, which will start to lead me back in a downwards direction, back into the town. Although, saying that, the Chiltern... Oh, no, actually, I'll go up this way and then bear off to the right. Chiltern Way footpath. Yeah, I do want to go this way. I think that just brings me out onto the road, actually, and then walking on the road itself, which is not ideal. Didn't used to be this many footpaths up here, I'm sure. I don't remember this many. Sort of a later addition. Changed my mind, I'm going back and taking that other footpath, otherwise that leads... It's a nice walk down that way, but I'm not going to take that one today, and it doesn't form part of this Dunstable Downs circular. And the Dunstable Downs circular is all I've really got actual time for today, but that will take you on a sort of more elongated route around the downs and back down, kind of over in that direction. Really see the chalky nature of these Chiltern Hills here. Looks almost like there's been a sprinkling of snow just along here. Not quite that cold yet. This is a great place if you're into running up and down hills. You'll certainly get a good workout running up this hill. Probably doesn't look particularly steep on the film. But it isn't particularly steep, but I know I'll be digging deep if I had to run up it. I used to do a lot of hill running back in the day. A little bit old for that now, but walking is still in my sphere, and I do like walking in hills. convenient little fence at the end, or barrier at the end, to aid those that may be on bikes going a bit too fast, that they're about to meet a busy road. Hopefully they see it. If they don't see it, then they're going to have a bit of a prang. But I suppose that's better than being hit by a car. Right, back to the Whipsnade Road now. I'm going to be kind of walking parallel to this for a little way and then cutting through some residential streets as we head back into the town. So I've just come up to Medway now. If I was to take a right-hand turn, that would take me up to the starting point of the circular walk, where I started some hour and a half ago. I'm not going to take that because that's not my finishing point in its entirety, but just along there you'll come to the place where I started. I'm just going to go this way onto West Street, which is the A505, take a right turn into the centre of Dunstable and just have a little look around there before I head back to Priory Road, I think it was I started off on, in the centre of Dunstable. So if we carry on in this direction, we'll come to the crossroads with the A5. Left will take you in the direction of Milton Keynes and way beyond, all the way to Wales. If you take a right turn, you'll end up in London, amongst other places. Straight on this A505 will take you to Luton, Hitchin, Letchworth, Baldock, Royston, and out towards can't remember the next place beyond Royston. Bury St Edmunds, maybe not quite sure now, but that general direction anyway. So just coming down to the A5 now, I can see the pub, possibly one-time hotel, Sugarloaf at the end. I've been to a few functions in there over the years. Noisy van appears from nowhere, of course, and then power tool starts up, almost guarantee it. Used to be a popular pub, the Sugarloaf. I'm not sure if it still is, but when I get down the end here, I'm just going to take a right turn up towards the main crossroads and to the left onto Priory Street, I think it's probably called, but it's the A505 anyway. And there's another power tool. They wait for me to come, I'm certain of it. But my memory is failing me now. It's called the Old Sugarloaf now. I'm not sure if it was always called the Old Sugarloaf. Maybe it's so long since I've been there it wasn't old and was just the Sugarloaf. Honestly can't remember now. This used to go down the loaf. Used to be a great music venue here in Dunstable, Queensway Hall. I'm sure any of you that have been to see sort of medium-sized bands, or bands that were medium-sized and turned into mega bands, have visited there. I think it might be an Asda now, which is an absolute crying shame. It's down in that general direction. Queensway Hall, Dunstable, well known. Many big stars have played in there. Another well-known pub here in Dunstable, the Nag's Head. Do you know, Dunstable's the first place I ever remember going to that would charge you to go in on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. They claim that the money they collected was just for crowd control, to stop people from wandering from pub to pub, with the potential that can cause, and the money will go to charity. I'm never quite sure whether that was ever really the reality of it all, but yeah, I seem to remember one or two Christmas Eve and New Year nights here, having to fork out. It never used to be much, actually. I think it's like £1. I suppose 30 something years ago a pound was like £5 now, maybe 10, I don't know. One very busy road between Dunstable and Luton here, and that's the Priory Church again that I walked through right at the beginning of this walk, and my car is parked just along here on the right hand side. Probably walked a total of about 4, maybe 4.5 miles. Right, so I was wondering if the hotel that was here, I couldn't remember the name of it, the Old Palace Lodge, is it still a hotel? Well, according to this sign it is. I couldn't actually see that from over there because there's no sign on the frontage of the hotel, just this hanging sign which was side on. I couldn't actually see that, and that couldn't see that either. Henry's Restaurant, but it looks like it is still open for business. I'm fairly certain there used to be a pub called the Norman King just here. Perhaps my memory has failed me yet again. Or was it here? I seem to recall a pub burning down around here. As for my great value lamb chops, I think I can see the premises concerned, just up there with a sort of a white front on the building that used to be the sign proudly advertising, I think, as I say, I think it was called the Black Cat Cafe, and used to get some great value, what would you call it, trucker food, let's call it trucker food in there. And as I live fairly close by, I used to pop in there occasionally for my lunch or dinner, and thoroughly enjoyed it. But just interested to see, I'm just going to cross over here and call this a day. Yeah, so that's definitely the place. Looks like it's completely closed down now and isn't anything anymore. Not quite sure where the truckers used to park their lorries. Perhaps there was somewhere behind the back they could go, or maybe somewhere over here. Can't actually remember that, but certainly So here we are. So I hope you enjoyed this little walk around the town of Dunstable and also Dunstable Downs. If you did like it, then please click on the like button. Press subscribe if you want to see some more. I've got plenty of other videos of wanders around in the UK, places in Europe and further afield. And if you want to be notified, apparently if you press on the yellow bell, YouTube will let you know. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers for now. Bye bye.